All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for any interruptions if any conversations got cut short, but I guess now is actually the time to make it official, and surprisingly enough, at least based on my screen, I actually do look like the host because I'm at the bottom. But yeah, welcome to, I guess, our first podcast ever that I guess I'm officially going to be running. This is right after the Wuthering Waves 2.6 livestream, and we've got to have a bit of a discussion, right, for all the great new stuff that's coming in the patch. Maybe do a bit of a reflection for what we've seen for version 2.5, moving on to 2.6, and of course, you know, talk about all the content that's coming out. I am Saint Tauntus, Saint whatever you want to call me. I think we'll call this I've been a little bit inspired by some of the clips that I've seen of good old Tectone recently. Why don't we call this like the Gacha Heroes podcast?
Gacha Heroes Assemble!
Does that sound like a good one to everybody over here? The Gacha Heroes podcast.
Assemble.
Yeah, we can be the special Avengers. So yeah, why don't we go ahead?
Let's just on the special.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
special. I don't know about that one.
Something special, all right.
Yeah. So
something's definitely special.
this will be the first podcast that we'll be having. We'll try to make it a fun one. If the energy does seem a little bit low, do keep in mind that, well, you can see from my time over here, it's about 5:36 a.m. for me, a little bit later than everybody else. So I have all the excuses. Nobody else really has any, for why they might be feeling tired. So yeah, I'm going to be joined by Age in the top left. Then we're going to have Blazion in the middle over there on the top middle. Then we're going to have Miss Captain Cabinet. Good old Glaive Keo, number 1 or number 2 Kurobot. He's still competing with Gotcha Smack for that title. I think they're going to have a one-on-one mud wrestling match later on.
Bro.
Glaive's going to find some way to
Is that going to be recorded?
Yo, are you featured in a Cosmos video? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, that's true. That is a flex. And after that, we got Legions. Legions or the...
Was he Tectone?
I was gonna make a fucked up. I was gonna make a fucked up joke.
Don't you
I
fucking
was gonna make a fucked up joke. I was going to say
fucking say
that
Bobby Lee looking at
that Tectone couldn't make it today, and that's why we got Legions instead.
Dollar store Tectone. It happened.
Yeah. Techie could not make it today, so we found the closest alternative from the local Walmart.
Yeah, there we go. Gloves are off today.
I'm kidding.
Gloves are off.
I'm kidding.
I rate that joke a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. It's just we had to make the joke because people in CN are making it all the fucking time too. So you know, just in case our content gets translated for that, want to throw in a little bit for that audience.
Easter egg.
But yeah, again, my apologies if there's any offense over there. And on the right, we're gonna have.
Oh no,
you're good.
On the right, we're gonna have Styx. Who's showing up like a fucking alert, who's showing up like an achievement that you have to like collect because of how goddamn bright his green screen is. He can turn it on for videos, but I guess not for the fucking podcast. So yeah, that's that. As you can see,
dude, and you wonder why Age wasn't in your friend list, okay?
So
yeah, it's comments like this, brother.
If you're wondering why the cast
Are you invited to Kuro Fest? Like, what are you talking about?
Where's Toxic CC?
if you're wondering
Did anyone here go to Kuro Fest? Damn.
I feel
No,
like
I got invited to Gamescom, not Kuro Fest.
I
Hey,
too
that's better anyway.
I too was invited to Gamescom, but I was like, damn, it's kind of short notice. I feel like the Gamescom
and very expensive.
Yeah, I feel like the Gamescom invitations where not a lot of people are covering them. You're covering them partially, and unfortunately, the notices were kind of sent out a little bit late, I think, for some of the games.
I got asked last week. I'm like,
yeah,
isn't that a
same.
week from now?
Yeah, I got asked last week, and I was like, you know what? It's a little bit
Those
rough
last minute flight tickets.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough to, you know, within 2 weeks before the
Fly
event
halfway across the world.
Yeah, to decide to go to fucking Germany. I don't know about that one. So yeah, if you're wondering why there's not as many people on the podcast, you can tell from the reflection of the chatters here, or you can tell from the people on call why that's the case. It's all because
We're the important ones, though.
Yeah, it's
Yo, Saint. Ethan is
bad.
live on Twitch right now.
Oh, Ethan. Well, he's also in the fucking call, so he can just join. Lazy bastard.
Oh.
He needs to watch the live stream as well.
Oh, he needs to watch the live stream? Okay, well, never mind.
Oh, he hasn't seen it
Never
yet.
mind, he can go fuck himself.
All right,
Fake Hua fan. That's fake Hua fan. Not waking up.
Yeah,
Not
fake
staying
fan,
up to
what the
watch
fuck?
the live stream live, dude.
He
What are you even doing?
He just touched down from a flight. I think he was visiting his girlfriend. So yeah, I don't want to see any chatters talking shit because let's be honest over here.
was
So,
touching
I was touching grass.
it's like yeah,
He touched
yeah.
air
Spending
and
time with
grass.
loved ones. That's
Yeah.
unacceptable in a gacha game.
Bro's doing better than us.
Let's be honest.
Having
Yeah,
a
dude,
girlfriend
hey, at
is
least he has a
unacceptable.
girlfriend, so he's winning.
Real.
Sticks, aren't you married?
It's true.
I am, yes. So I have the IRL UR tier waifu.
Yeah, bro's
I
just
do.
bro's just punching down right now. Don't mind him. Anyways, so
All right.
let's to
No need to be jealous, man.
to
It's okay.
to reorient ourselves back on the topic at hand. Wuthering Waves just had its 2.6 live streams. Maybe let's do a bit of a round robin. Perhaps we start with Age and then end with Sticks. You guys remember the order, right? Yeah, we go with Age, we end with Sticks. What did we all think about it?
The live stream?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like there were some pretty lit revelations. I was personally curious as to whether this would be the kind of like final story arc, like or like the final patch or the first half of the final patch. And clearly it seems like it's the first half of the final patch, which makes sense. So the story I'm excited for. Augusta, obviously are fantastic. They look amazing. Voice acting, animations, great. And I'm really excited for the part 1, part 2 story again, because I think it was really, really fun in 2.4. So I'm glad to see that they're continuing with it, since it'll keep the hype up throughout the entire patch. But the thing that for me stole the show, honestly, wasn't even like the main story stuff. It was the fact that they added flight to the previous region.
Yep.
I was so shocked. I was so shocked that they did it, because I thought that it would just be like too many variables for them to put in post the previous region. So I thought they would never do it, but the devs surprised me. So those are like my biggest highlights from it. And yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Awesome.
The flight thing, once it happened, I was like, wow.
So just picking up on one thing you said, flight's awesome. That's great. But you want to know one thing that's more awesome? Augusta's accent. So I have a proposition for everybody here. Can you guys give me your best impression of Augusta?
Oh my
And
God.
I want
No.
everybody
Oh my
to say,
God.
there's like a line from the trailer. I think she says
Oh,
like,
you mean you want me to say
Line.
the
Line.
Asmongold reference?
No, she
Winners
said-
Oh
win.
she's-
no.
I don't think it's
Winners win,
It might be
yes.
winners win, but she says something like,
Winners win!
I can't do it. I can't, so I need to. I'm like looking for lessons. How do I say ruler like Augusta does?
Is there a timestamp?
Like
Can you give me a timestamp? for the
ruler,
trailer?
like
Yeah.
that.
As
Exactly.
a Welsh person, I
It's
should
like,
be able to do this.
It's
but I
a
fail.
European thing.
Yeah.
European thing.
You know, if you
Shout
if
out my
you
Welsh
speak a
homies.
European
Ruler?
language, you gotta roll your
Yeah.
R's,
Okay.
you know?
Ruler?
All right. Clearly, I think it's.
Also, if you suck a lot of dick, you can roll your R's a lot better too.
What?
Yeah.
What?
How do you know this?
Are
How
you
do you know
saying-
this,
are you
Legion?
feeling-
From personal
feeling personal
experience?
Your
experience?
mom told me. Your mom
You're-
told me.
All right, okay.
Okay.
What's going
All
on?
right.
My mother told you that you suck a lot of dick. Okay, hey.
Time out. This is a family-friendly podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have to apologies for that. Apologies for that. I know there are at least 5 Catholic. I know there are at least 5
Wait, you told
Catholic
me I was
priests that are
replacing
watching this
Tectone. I was
broadcast.
trying to fucking put his spirit in here.
I appreciate that. I'm just joking around. It's a little bit. I expected the raunchiness at least halfway through when he started talking about Yuno's feet. Not while we're talking about Augusta's accent. That was not on my bingo board for this part.
Wasn't
Every mother's at
Legion's, wasn't Legion supposedly stun locked with Yuno's feet?
Yes.
Well,
Wasn't.
I was.
I
yeah,
keep getting
I'm
jump
not
scared
looking
by
at
it,
any of you
honestly.
except Claves right now. I'm looking at just his camera.
all right. Let's
Oh.
just make sure we can get through the initial thoughts. All right, Blazion, what were your thoughts on the patch?
Aside from looking at Yuno's feet and Augustus' thick thighs, I was not paying much attention. But I think it was 7 out of 10, to be honest.
7 out of 10.
I actually liked it. Yeah.
Fair analysis, right? We
I
all
hope he never dies.
About the quality, like the flight itself, something that I never paid much attention into, it's the fact that you have to grab a specific character that you have to like jump, like the double jump and triple jump with Gian and other characters so you can fly. So the fact that you can also like boost yourself up in the air so you can like fly, that is also part of the quality of life that they gave, is something that I was actually begging for, because certain characters cannot do that.
Yeah,
For
like
example, the ones with the pistols, Was it Lupa? I think it's Lupa. It was hard for me to fly. as
Chang,
Lupa.
Li,
But
and
then again,
Lupa
yeah.
and Brant can't do it because their air attacks don't actually elevate them anyway. They only go vertically, or they like stay
Yeah.
I think
still.
Sycona too, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
Chikona as well.
There's like a couple. Like Carlotta's like too short, like literally too short to do it properly. Yeah, there was a little bit of clunkiness that made.
Yeah,
it
I
happen.
usually use Gian. Gian is so much easier to do that. Or Shorekeeper. Shorekeeper also is able to do that. But other
I
characters,
run to like
I
the edge
felt
of a
that.
cliff person.
Legit same.
Right?
I
Oh
Yeah,
my
well,
God.
then I'm not the only one that does
Or
that.
find a
I would've
bench
fallen to my
to
death.
stand on.
Oh,
Like,
so
hold
you
on,
want
let
to
me
jump
climb a
from...
mountain first and then jump
Yep.
off.
Yeah,
You-
exactly.
You guys want to know what
100%.
Fobmaster does? Fobmaster pretends that he's like a high APM player and will like gadget switch in midair, and I'm just like, bro, there's no
I'm not
way
gonna lie, I've
you're
done that
you're,
before.
you're like faking
Wait,
being
you
this sweaty.
you don't grapple and switch?
Yeah, because everyone just does the jump because they don't want to open up the utility menu
Yeah,
in
but
the middle
Yeah,
of
when
the
the
I
attack
have
game.
dash.
Well, like, you
Carlota,
can't do it with
Carlota
every
has the longer
character.
flight. Yeah, Carlota has the longer flight, so I switched with the grapple hook with her because I'm like, I'm not switching
exactly.
character.
Well, you got two other
Exactly,
characters.
isn't that nice?
You got two other people on the team.
No,
But
just
I wanted to
Carlota.
fly with Carlotta. You know what I'm saying?
See,
Like,
he gets it.
Well, I don't think Glaive knows where the character switch button is because you can use that in mid-flight. But yeah, all right. Caps thoughts on the live stream.
I figure we'll go into more depth about other stuff, so I'll keep it short. Story and lore drops, I'd give like a 9. Very interested where it's going. Again, love the split quests.
oh, right, you're right.
QOLs and updates, I think I'll also give like an 8 for those. I think a lot of them are interesting. And I think some that I think are going to raise maybe a couple of red flags with people, especially with the new Endgame stuff. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on. So for both, yeah, I got like an 8 overall for both story and QOL updates. I'd say it's pretty good. Not as hype for me as like 2.4, because I guess that's Septimont, like a brand new region to explore, but still pretty high for what we've got.
Mhm.
I cannot pay attention. I have to close your chat, man. I just see wrong and I see a specific emote that I should not be looking at. I'm just laughing my ass off every time I see that emoji.
All right, guys.
All
All
right.
right, guys. Whatever we're doing to stun lock some of the participants, maybe we chill or maybe we don't. But yeah, I think one of the big things that I noticed particularly about the lineup for 2.6 is that it doesn't seem like they seem to have a lot of events, but maybe not that many combat ones. And so I'm interested
There's
if there's
none.
going to be
There's
some
no
new
combat
stuff
events.
announced, or if like the changes and updates to the end games and the game modes is supposed to be sort of the alternative. But yeah, that would kind of make it 2 patches if there were no combat events. 2 patches without them, which is a little bit suspect in a game with combat this good. That's just my
Yeah.
take. All right, Glaive, what
It's
about
strange.
you?
It's very strange.
I'm very excited for the new characters, actually.
Mhm.
More than the story, I want to know, like, Augusta. This patch, we got that slideshow shit. I want to learn more about Augusta. Personally, I like the convene animation is fucking amazing.
Mhm.
It lacks a motorcycle. I do think Augusta with a motorcycle will look so much better. I just don't get.
Yeah, I also think
Oh
she
my
should be
God.
wearing
This
a
design,
to be honest.
like a
Yeah.
BDSM gimp suit.
BDSM
Yeah, she
suit.
needs one of
Yeah,
those as well.
yeah. It's actually lacking, to be honest.
I wanna
don't
get-
think
Girl wants
it's
a
good.
zipper up her
And
ass.
it's
I want
zipper.
her to get anal
needs a zipper,
fissures
yeah.
from simply putting her clothes on.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Yep.
needs a vagina zipper like Scar.
Yep.
Fucking now delete cock zipper.
Bring the
Oh, yeah.
other.
He got nerfed.
Real.
Scar got nerfed really hard, not gonna lie.
True. I also think that the patch is pretty stacked with like new events. There's like a puzzle, and there's this tower defense thing. Me, when I
Oh my
was
God, I'm so
playing
excited for that.
Genshin,
Yes,
it
dude.
looks
when
like-
I was playing Genshin, when I was a Hoyo Shield defender shit, the tower defense for Genshin is my favorite mini game. So I'm
It was
very
fun.
excited and like how they implement that shit.
What was
And
the name
other-
of
Actually,
that?
other
better
stuff
than
like
Genshin's
the-
too, to be honest. Like I think
I wish
it
you
looks
could just hack
better.
the enemies though.
It looks
Yeah.
better, yeah. I don't
It
know
looks
about
like
it
it looks
being
like a
actually-
revamped version of the Theater Mechanicus. I think that's how
Yeah,
they
they're
called it
theater
in Genshin.
mechanics. Yes, that's my favorite.
Yes, that was the
I would
thing.
play. Takes so much time to clear, but I would actually take the time to. Like,
I
play
actually
it.
enjoyed
It's
that.
so
That
fun.
was one of the most
The co-op as well. You can
enjoyable
play like
events
co-op
in
and
Genshin.
shit too. So,
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the
but
game.
That's about it though. I like it.
Yeah, the gameplay that they had for the new TD mode, which is like Tacit Discord TD. It's like, oh man, TD means
Yeah,
so many
TD.
things now in WoW, right?
Titty.
It looked like pretty fleshed out, and like the main thing that I liked about it is that it looked like messy. In the sense where like there's like 7,000 like mobs that are like clipping through each other, and then like they almost look like they're like all sharing this. Like that's like what I want in a TD. I want it to look like a fucking mess. I want it to look like almost like a disaster. Because like that's what pretty much every single TD back in the day was like looking like. I think we gotta wait and see what the gameplay for that feels like. Think it should be solid. All right, Legions.
I pretty much right now with Wuthering Waves have only been playing it and treating it like a story game, because everything else outside the combat events I just don't give a shit about. And there's no combat events again. I'm probably gonna do the tower defense one though, because it looks really fun.
Yeah.
But the thing I was most excited about was definitely the story. It looks like it's getting darker, and apparently the guy that did or wrote the story for the Selena quest in PGR, which is like one of the darkest ones, is the one that's writing this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so yeah, for 2.6
Ooh,
and
I'm
2.7.
excited.
So I think it's gonna be really good. But I know we're gonna talk about it later on more in depth. But I think the thing that got me most excited was remember the trailer that they released like last week? What was it that like kind of teased the rest
The
of
finale?
Yeah, the
the
finale.
finale one.
Yeah.
Like
In the
Dark
beginning,
Tide?
Yeah. And in the beginning, they show like this really short like scene with Cardathea, kind of like almost it looked like she was kind of saying goddbye, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we got that teaser with Galbrenna at the end. That is like the character I was most
It all
excited about
makes
since
sense.
they teased all the characters. Yeah. I was like, I love 2.6. I'm excited for it, but now after seeing that teaser, I just want 2.7 like immediately. Like,
Yeah.
it looks so good.
Yeah, thinking about that, like specifically because of 2.5, because of them killing a character, even if the character is playable,
Kill.
okay, yeah, she's alive as a Sonora. Okay, anyways,
Well,
she's
it's
dead.
like a
It's
No,
it's
she's
interesting
alive.
'cause she's alive there. As I was saying, basically, like it leads the question if Cartitia is actually going to die in 2.7 or not. But that's a thing that
yeah.
who knows if they are.
It sounds
capable of
like
doing that.
Galbraith was saying like she's after like the Threnodian
like an
inside of
assassin,
possibly able to do
bro.
anything.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
then
more
it's
like maybe
like
like a
a
separation of the two.
Yeah, because like with the Black Shores, they were saying like, oh, she needs to go back to the Avenolium because like
Yeah.
she's like absorbing resonance energy around her without even knowing. Like she's getting out of control.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Mhm.
she knows, like probably deep down, Carthia knows like the only way for all this to end is if she dies, because she's like the perfect vessel. There's no way the Threnodian lets her go, lets her live
Yeah.
without trying to take over her body. So yeah,
We
that's
saw
the
that in
thing
her
I'm most excited
cinematic
about.
as well before she released, like the big
Mhm.
one that everyone was like crazy over that she lost
Oh
control.
yeah, true.
So yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I think a lot of this conversation that we're having when it comes to her is definitely like in line with the ending of the 2.5 Overture quest for Augusta, where you kind of have Augusta and looking over the cliff, right? And I think there you hear like a whisper in the background in like the audio track. Augusta says there's a storm coming, and then you see Avenolium, right, with the vortex around it in like the
Yeah.
background as that conversation is happening, right? So I think that's some pretty clear foreshadowing that Cartithia is going to be kind of like the issue, the storm that's going to come forth, and kind of kick off the rest of the story. And then we'll see that probably in 2.7 with Galbraina.
Galbrenna is a storm that is approaching.
Yeah, and that meetup.
I
that
was
we
thinking the
did.
exact same.
Yeah. So
I love how Nero coded she is. I was like, that's literally
Yes.
Nero. What the fuck?
yeah, I can't
He has
wait.
like a little demon thing speaking to her too.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes.
True. Right, she's got the companion, the partner.
Yeah.
You
Sounded
guys
like
think
a
that's an
Scottish
echo?
girl.
An echo?
What?
Do you think it could be an echo? Because remember they
Nah,
said
dude,
that
it's just
talking
the
echoes
voices
are
in her
very
head.
rare.
It's just the voices in her head. We all
She's
have
just
them.
fucking crazy.
She's just like
She's
me.
just schizo. She's just
Yeah.
schizo.
Just
That
like
makes sense.
Ray.
Nuts.
They got
Just like me,
they
bro.
got sentient echoes with voices. I think
Yeah.
I think that's one thing they should really explore a little bit more. Echoes with like more personality. Because
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, how badass would it have been if like Kedanto had one voice
Yeah.
line during 2.2? He only said
That
one
would
Isn't
be
thing.
that
awesome.
what Ridicito Raguna was supposed to kind of be more about? Like Echoes having sentience and intelligence, and we've kind of seen some of that, but not to like a huge extent. That's kind of the
Isn't that
reason
the
we
case
went in the
with
first
Lord
place for
Light?
Abby, right?
I guess you see a little bit like they showed the otter echoes and they were blacksmiths. I was like, this is like
Yeah,
Monster Hunters.
yeah,
This is
like
fucking
Monster
awesome.
Monster
Yeah.
Hunter coded. The whole patch
I was
is
like,
Monster
this is
Hunter.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, there
Yeah.
was a pretty large focus on the horny chicken in the live stream. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Wait,
the
wait,
design-
you didn't
hated
say
that. I hated
Horn?
that.
Oh my
Hated
Yeah,
god.
the design of that
I hated
chicken
it.
was a bit off. I'm going to be
It's
real
terrible.
with you there. I was sort of just like, nah, you missed with this one. It
Was
it-
I
not
thought,
like
the
a
horn, I thought
lizard.
the horn was cool. The horn was pretty badass.
the horn was
The
badass.
entire
I hate
thing,
the whole of it.
basically.
You-
Terrible design.
Yeah,
like corny
like
things.
yeah, like headless chicken vibes, and then it's just like 3 people tall.
Yeah.
Just
Or
The big
or
dinosaur's cool, though.
15 Carlottas tall.
yeah, about 15. Yeah, 15 regular sized Carlotta's tall. All right,
know
all right,
what?
all right, Sticks.
All right, I think the best part about going last here is that everyone else covers everything you wanted to talk about.
I'm actually going
So you
last.
just okay. Well, I wasn't counting you, but I mean, so I actually I think the best parts of the entire live stream were the flight, the 15 limited polls, and the 10 weapon polls, as opposed to this the 5 regular, 5 limited from login events previously. But and I know we touched on Galbraina a little bit, but I think the standout part of the live stream to me was the fact that we're still continuing Cardathia's story. Because one issue with a lot of gacha games, and more specifically Wuwa for a lot of its life, was that there's no core cast of characters, and they just kind of like migrate to whatever character is featured in the new patch, the new limited character. So seeing Cardathia be a focal point of so many patches and establish her as a her backstory, her lore, and integrate her so deeply into the foundation of Renacida, and then seeing that payoff with her, and then seeing her interactions with all these different characters, and characters that aren't even introduced yet seem to relate to her in some way, is just like that level of storytelling and depth is something that I've wanted to see from Wuwa for a long time now, and we're finally getting to see that payoff. So to me, that last 25-30 second teaser between Galbraina and Cardathia was just like that stole the entire thing for me. And I think because like Legions, the story is kind of the thing that I'm most interested in the game. I love the combat, I love the exploration, but the thing that makes me come back is the story, and it's just gotten exponentially better since. And I can't wait to see how they manage to complete 2.7 and 8 and 6, of course, with and Augusta. And I'm super excited to see how they end up teasing Chisa.
Yeah, I think one of the great things that Wuwa has undeniably done with, both like the teaser that we had on YouTube and of course, right, the teaser that we just had on the live stream, was give us an actual reason to care a lot about the new characters that are coming out. Because I think a lot of people are still wondering, right, well, not really with Galbraina anymore, like, what are they gonna do? Why are they here, right? We haven't seen them yet. Or like Chuyan in a similar sense, or like you just said, Shisha, right? But it seems like they found a good way to actually tie in why these characters are even showing up in the first place, and makes it more than just selling the newest unit. Because I'll be entirely real here, right? A lot of the gacha games that are on the market right now, it sometimes feels like the story is designed around selling the units versus actually making the story around the units, right? It seems like the story's already established, and then the new units are put in, and then they kind of retrofit the story, take out some stuff, replace some things so that the new characters fit in to the plot that they already had. But Wuwa, I'm gonna be honest, in a lot of ways doesn't really feel like that, because it's like a bit of a collection of smaller stories, right? And now we're kind of like weaving into like the main conflict, because it seems like it's been like a lot of like small things that have been occurring at once, but now it's finally starting to, we're finally starting to see the full picture, and I think it's panning out. Yeah.
And I think
Yeah, sorry, Age.
I just wanted to say, like, one thing on that point too is I think one thing that they've been doing a really good job in recently to build onto that whole world building and character building and making them feel like actual people is the fact that they've also been giving the characters themselves more interactions with one another outside of the rover's presence too.
Yeah.
Because there's the whole joke, everyone's like Wuthering Waves, but the way that story was told before was quite prominently, involving Rover. And while there's nothing wrong with that, after a certain point, sometimes it becomes a little bit, oh, why is Rover doing everything? Like, we're basically witnessing the story only through Rover's eyes. And then sometimes that kind of fuels into the whole, it feels like they're just trying to sell a character to me, rather than these are actual characters that exist in the world. And so that's why, like, for me with 2.4 specifically, I was so excited to see that they gave Cardathia and Lupa so much development outside of the Rover's presence, because it really helped me solidify that, okay, the characters can also have relationships, and I get to finally see them existing, and I get to see all this character building outside of the main story that I am involved with as the MC. And obviously with the whole Galbraina and Cardathia tease that we're seeing, also with Iuno and Augusta's implied relationship, even though we haven't seen too much yet, it's really nice to see that they are starting to develop these other connections as well, because it really does add to the overall feeling of, okay, this world is alive. This world is alive outside of just being a world that we are exploring as like a game character. So
Stuff's
I am also
actually
really looking forward to that.
happening when Rover isn't on the screen.
Yeah.
I think I think that was like a major point of feedback, right? It feels like literally nothing is going on in the story unless the main character is there. And yeah, there's been so much in the recent updates where it's just like, yeah, 2 characters off screen. Rover's not even like related or part of it, but we're getting kind of like that, that viewer perspective. And in a
I think
sense,
where
it's
we
very
see the real
interesting.
test of it is going to be 3.0. If they actually like involve 1.0 or 2.0 characters in 3.0 and they learned from their previous mistakes, I think that's where we actually really see if they're gonna follow through on what they keep doing and keep introducing
or
new
events of
characters.
one
whilst-
interlinked
Yeah,
together.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
No,
lie.
do we really want to see our stalker Yang Yang appear in 3.0?
Dude, hey, I will not take Yang Yang slander here. Okay.
You know what? I want to see Yang Yang die and then get turned into a new 5-star unit. Yep. I want
Okay,
to
you know
see
what?
her
I'll take
die
that.
and then get turned
What do
into
you
a
mean?
5-star.
That's Galbrenna. That's the same character.
They got the
You,
feathers and
you didn't
stuff.
see that theory? Yeah, they got the
Yang
feathers
Yang
and stuff.
is
The feathers.
Galbrina.
Yeah,
they've
was
got
the
feathers.
stupidest theory I've ever saw.
All right.
You know what?
This is
For sure, they're gonna show more of Carlos for sure in 3.0. He's gonna be the main character. Calsharo will finally shine, guys. Trust.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking, right? We need some sort of way to get introduced to a new region. Why not use an existing character? So I guess that's enough of like sort of like the initial first thoughts, the impressions on the update. There are a couple of things for us to get through, a couple of like categories. What I wanted to get started off with when it comes to this discussion is the new units, right? Because we can always talk about like stories, we can always talk about like like themes, all of that, but the main appeal of an update most of the time is the release of the new characters. And Augusta and Yuno have been teased for quite a while, right? Since basically the start of the 2.4 live stream, showed up a little bit during the update, and now we're finally going to get a chance to play them for real. What are just some initial thoughts about like the kit, the design, maybe the new Sonata sets as well? Kind of like, getting into a bit more gameplay over here.
Beat.
Yep.
Beat?
I'm S6ing her. That's my first S6 character.
I really like how much attention to detail they've put into not just like the way the characters look, but how they relate them to their own lore and how deep they go into like other mythologies to kind of incorporate into everything. Like with the laurels, and she has like a lot of like Greek references in her like design in her kits. Her having a lot of like laurel wreath references kind of representing strength, and also her as like Daphne the nymph who got turned into like a laurel tree to kind of escape a bad, like she was being hunted, right? We're going to a hunt. Daphne was hunted and had to turn herself into a laurel tree, and we saw a lot of that like in the trailer. I just really like how much the devs are paying attention to building their characters way more in depth than people realize. They've done it with Augusta too, and I think it's just like really cool personally.
Do you know when Augusta is being released? In August.
Yep.
August 28th.
And she's supposed to be Emperor Augusta, right? Emperor August. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a really cool reference there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And also,
shit.
even just like
This month is
animation-wise.
August.
Yep.
Oh.
What?
Why the hell is Yuno not?
Whoa!
not
Why
in
did-
September?
why did-
Oh
What the
my
hell?
god, Augusta and August. Oh my god. I'm mind blown.
Is Glaive retarded? Sorry.
Wait.
I meant to be on mute. I meant to
Fucking
be on mute for
monkey
that one, my
brain
bad.
neuron activation just happened.
What?
Two brain cells interacted.
I will
Like-
say, I think these two characters have the best animations that we've seen in a long time. I like how they are doing with a lot of characters now. You do an ult and it's like a whole new kit, right? Like I like that it's not just you pop an ult and that's it. They do a move like a lot of other gachas do, and then that's it. You just watch.
It feels a
the
bit more
screen play out.
PGR in that sense.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I think Yuno's is pretty much you just use her skill and that's it, her ult, and then it goes back to normal gameplay. But Gusta's is God, her gameplay looks phenomenal. She's like shadow stepping all over the place.
Like an enhanced
Um,
form.
Yeah. What,
Yeah.
And she
I-
wraps
Both
her
of them
leg
have-
around her sword like a strip.
Oh,
of
yeah,
her
man.
thigh.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
why her
yeah.
thighs are
That's
so
cool.
big, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna get at. Their actual the flow of their animations in every single little movement is so detailed and intricate. It's actually insane how much detail they put into these animations.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they didn't reveal that much information at, like, fucking all about the characters during the actual
No.
gameplay reveals.
Mhm.
They
Like,
they
dude.
gave the most vague descriptions of their kits imaginable.
Mhm.
And what
Did they
that
even talk about the new sets?
No.
I don't even think they did.
Th-
right?
No.
This
They only
is
shown
No,
the
they just
set.
showed them.
this
It's
is
on
what I
the,
believe. I think the character kits are actually still in the middle of development, and that's why they were a little bit vague
Yeah.
about what's going on. So I think they have a couple of iterations still left to go about how they want the mechanics to play out, but we can get like some general thoughts, right? Let me actually just pull up what the page is looking like
Oh, it's
right
two
now.
3-piece sets.
Yeah, I might be
Yeah,
able
am
to
I crazy or it's like 3-piece?
Yeah, so they have
Yeah,
two
it's like-
new
3-piece
3-piece sets. The first one basically is
Hmm.
when you gain a shield, you increase your attack by 6% and crit damage by 4%, and it stacks up to
5
5 times, right?
Yeah,
so it's going to
that's
be
kinda
about
broken.
30% attack, 20% critical damage after you
Yeah.
get
That's
a
the
shield.
Augusta one, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the Augusta one, and that makes you
Yep.
assume, right, the character kit's gonna have a shield. Then we're gonna have
Yep.
another one where it's casting an echo skill grants you 30% heavy attack damage bonus. There's no character in the game that kind of uses that. Maybe this is like a Rosia thing. Yeah, maybe you actually put this on Rosia and then you buff the Cantarella Rosia for Lova team. I think that's
I was
the
gonna
only
say,
use
maybe
case in
for
the game
Lova,
right
too.
now.
Yeah.
Frolova doesn't do heavy attack damage though, so you wouldn't
Oh,
want to
that's
put this
true,
on her.
yeah.
You would
Does
want to put this.
Augusta have
yeah.
any sort
Yeah.
of echo skill?
That's a forte.
We don't know, I guess.
Yeah, so what we noticed during the live stream, during Augusta's gameplay, was that she does have a shield that pops
Yep.
up
Yeah.
when her kit is used.
And she gives it to your teammates.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
healer
so
needed.
that's
wait,
available.
Wait, Yuno does not have heavy attack on her kid?
I
Because if that's the
We
case,
don't know.
I don't think
It's hard to tell.
yeah, I don't think Yuno was mentioned to be heavy attack.
I
And
don't
the
think
thing
so.
is that I think Yuno heals. That was like kind of like the big thing
Yeah.
that was mentioned about her
Yeah.
kit is that she heals.
It's just
and
weird
so-
the wording on that set too, because it says casting echo skill grants 30% heavy attack to the caster. So if you swap her out,
Mhm.
it gets rid of that.
It won't
So-
apply.
Yeah, so that's
it's
why I'm
so-
saying
that set's so weird.
yeah, that's why I'm saying
Maybe for a new
Rosia
unit.
seems like the only one because well, she has echo skills built into her kit and she also does heavy
Mhm.
attack damage. So
Yeah.
I just don't see a way though that they released like Sonata sets that isn't for the upcoming characters.
Yeah,
So there's just no
that's
way
what I'm
around that
saying,
this
too.
is going to
I
be
feel
for
like that
Yuno.
has
So
to be-
I'm
yeah,
just
I
implying that
agree.
she's gonna have a lot to do with that. So
Yeah.
there's just no way that they don't.
I feel like those two sets are literally made for,
Yeah.
I mean, Crown of
It's
Valor,
been like every single
Augusta.
patch.
yeah, I would
Every single
believe
patch has
that
been the same.
the one
guys,
goes for Augusta
guys,
and
you
this one
guys
goes
remember
for
when
Yuno.
Gusts of Welkin came out? That was a Chacona set, and it came out a patch before Chacona release. So
Yeah.
Kuro does have a track record of releasing sets early for characters, and they're not actually because a lot of people thought Gusts of Welkin was supposed to be used on Arrow Rover. No, you
Yeah, no.
don't. No, you don't use
Yep.
it on him. You use it on Chacona. So I think it.
I still do.
If you're using Gusts of Welkin on Arrow Rover,
DPS error over all the way.
Damn it.
Dude, I'm telling you.
it literally doesn't.
Hey, she cleared tower.
it literally
with
doesn't-
You know?
It doesn't work properly. Yeah, it's that's a bit of a self-report on that. end.
Self-report. No,
Yeah.
I.
That's a bit of if you're using Gusts of Welkin on Arrow Rover, that is a self-report that you do not read Sonata says.
Hey, I've cleared to your way with it. What can I say? It's fine.
True.
Okay,
Yeah,
at
I
least
I
Cap
watched
has
that.
built Arrow over.
Hey,
Okay,
that's
so-
I guess that's where the bar is, ladies and gentlemen. Do keep that in mind. All right, so yeah, I guess that's a good little chat about the characters. That's a good little chat about
Oh, wait, I have one more thing to say about the characters actually.
yes.
Before we move on. It's actually back about the animations. Like one thing I also noticed because we were talking about the details for the animations earlier was with how certain characters will have different kind of like weights to their abilities. Like Zani was also had very like heavy punchy abilities
Yeah.
with the animations and how
Mhm.
it feels. Obviously, Augusta also has that kind of punchiness in her kit as well. And then I only noticed it when they put them side by side because they showed Augusta first and then right after. But even like, just within like how the characters feel, because obviously Augusta and are kind of like yin yang. They're kind of opposites that form one whole. Even just the way that the characters their combat feels just visually. You have Augusta who's super like heavy, oomphy, and then not Augusta, I'm sorry, my brain. Yuno's all of her animations are completely floaty. She's always floating around.
Very playful.
All of her
Yep.
animations are super
Mhm.
like watery, and even so basically just even like within like what they represent as characters and aesthetically and in the story and everything overall, it's like they put so much detail into how they design it, and it amazes me. I found that
It's
like
almost
one
like they
particular thing
care.
really
I was actually gonna
Yeah.
say,
Looks like they
yeah,
care.
like the sun and moon motifs are really baked into their kit. Where, like you said,
Yeah.
right, Augusta has the hard-hitting attacks, but then when she uses her liberation, she starts slashing super fast. Right?
Yep.
And then Yuno with her baseline kit
does
attacks
a
really
Bankai.
fast, but then when Yuno uses her liberation, she starts firing off like heavy charged shots in the air,
Yep.
right? Takes a little bit longer to do those
With her
attacks.
feet.
So
Almost
they,
like they're heavy attacks.
yeah, so they kind of alternate between like fast attacks and more like heavy hitting attacks. With
What
how
if
they're
that's
doing
the
stuff.
heavy attack that they were talking about from the set? Also, I want to talk about something. The weapons. Oh my god, the Yuno's gauntlets, dude. Those moons, like
so fucking cool.
it looks
The
so
crescent
beautiful.
moons,
It
yeah.
looks so beautiful. The
Oh,
crescent moons.
I was gonna
gosh.
say I'm making that
I didn't
shit
think they looked that good.
invisible on her. Like she already has a weapon. Don't like just what's the
Her
point?
Yeah.
feet. Yeah. True.
I was gonna say the gigantic fucking ring that she's holding around. You know what I mean? It's like
What's it called? The chakra?
I don't think it's.
I thought
don't
it's a
think
Chat knows
chakra.
I'm right. Chat knows I'm right.
I don't.
Speaking
I
of
think you can use
animations,
the
though-
I
hit
didn't
skin.
like her weapon. I thought it was too much. Like I was like, ooh, it's like.
I like
Not bad.
Augusta.
Augusta's one looks really cool
the
though.
the rocks getting stuck together with the electricity. It looks so
Mhm.
cool.
Wasn't that
Does
supposed to be
Kudo-
sword?
Rigged.
Magnetism.
It's her alt weapon. It's her alt
Yeah,
weapon.
yeah. She
Mhm.
got the magnetism forte.
Does Kudo
Yeah, she
hate
reminds-
swimming
yeah, sorry.
though? No, you're fine. So as Age was mentioning the animations, Yuno can like literally float across the water, and then we had like Carthathy being able to in her fleur-de-lis form walk along the water. Does Kudo just hate water swimming now?
No,
No
they
one
don't
likes
hate
swimming.
water. But the last time they made a character swim faster, people freaked the fuck out. So, maybe
Yeah.
that's why they
Come
don't
on,
want to do that.
dude.
no
Yeah,
more.
but
Jesus
now
Christ.
Yuno
Tetro
can
is
float
shaking.
rapidly across it, so that's even faster.
I think they're
You know what's
just
faster? Flight.
true.
Flight
Exactly.
is faster.
I think what they're doing is they're just making like this quality of life really just like additional flavor for the character. Like
Mhm.
it's so not useful in any context, any of this
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
Like, hey guys, when's the last time you used fleur-de-lis floating form in the overworld to walk on the
It's so
air?
fucking
Never.
slow. I took one
Yep.
screenshot and I was like, I'm good now.
Yeah, it's like
That's
no-
it. It's for photos.
like
Yeah.
it's like these quality of life exploration things, they're basically just like fucking I'm
It's just
trying to
an
find the
extra
right
cell
yeah,
for the
it's
character.
like an Easter egg on like the
Yeah.
characters. You're not actually
It's a
going
little
ahead
treat.
and actively using them. Yeah, it's just a flex. It's just an Easter egg. Like I haven't noticed one that's dramatically going to impact gameplay at all.
Apart from Peeb, I guess.
Like,
is,
the main
the
one
Yeah,
was-
most
I was thinking about
closest to-
Steve
The
actually.
main one was Phoebe.
Because I always use for like chest hunting.
But that's like because there's no flight in 1.0, and you would use Phoebe in 1.0 to be like broken and traversing.
I don't know. Even in
no,
2.0,
it's-
I use
No, it's a bit different because flight you go so fast that you can't spot things. With Phoebe, it's almost like you're going slower, so it's a bit easier to spot things. I guess it's one of the complaints that I have usually with flight is that
I mean, I just
you don't
used
get
the
to see
resonance
much, you know?
thing and fucking scan all the chests and I just
Mhm.
applied to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
I
I
mean,
will
they're
say, I
adding
thought that
actually
was a
more
good
of
quality
the
of life.
things on the map now too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So if you
bigger.
missed any
The
of them,
area is
Yeah.
bigger.
All right. Looks like we're getting into some quality and life stuff. I think we'll be saving that for later. But yeah, I guess we're just talking about like
Oopsie.
gameplay kits and stuff. I guess the overall takeaway is the characters are very cool. They're very well designed. A lot of great aspects to them and reasons to pull. What about the story? What about the plot? All of that. Unless there are any
Oh, man.
last thoughts that we want to share about the characters.
Bro, so much.
surely
happening.
Yuno will be okay.
I
Yeah,
will
she
say-
looks
surely
like
she
she's
won't
fine.
die, right?
She looks like
I
she's
will
fine.
say the way that Kuro is able to masterfully like foreshadow things very, very early. You guys remember that trailer where apparently if you played it backwards, it would actually play the order that things were supposed to happen,
Mhm.
where it showed the moon getting
Oh.
corrupted and everything.
Yep.
They actually showed it in the trailer where the moon is like hollowed out, which is essentially like showing that Yuno is probably going to get
Yeah.
corrupted. She had that whole moment of
Yuno
like,
was laying in a dark tide pool.
yep.
Like
yep,
she
and-
was, yeah.
She had that moment of what did she say exactly? It was something like the moment that I was supposed to see the clearest, I closed my eyes. Why did I close my eyes? I think that Yuno is going to be like a huge, massive reason of not reason, but like kind of a catalyst to like what happens. Because
How much can you trust her?
yeah,
Like
exactly
her visions
'cause-
at this point.
that's the thing. Augusta like trusts her so blindly that she's like, yeah, whatever she says, I follow, because like she's the priestess, the prophet. She can see the prophecy of what's gonna happen. So then, you know, what if she's shown the wrong prophecy and they just follow it, and you know, that's it. It's
My hope is that it's not just a one and done kind of story, as in Augusta and Yuno's story are just introduced and then completed all in 2.6, and that these kind of stretch out from multiple patches, kind of like Cardathia's, because they are,
I don't
you know,
think
they're.
so. I think it's
Yeah, I
done
don't
in
think so either.
2.6.
I think
Yeah.
they might linger into 2.7, but it won't like go past that.
I would like that too, but then you got to think like 2.7 is going to be Galbrenna and Blind Master Dude, and then 2.8 is most likely going to be introduction to New Federation.
Yeah.
So which
I feel
Yeah,
like the new
but-
federation, it's like from Huanglong, and Rinashita is like a different place, and there's a lot more cities to explore still in Huanglong. So it's not
Yeah.
going to be.
But I do think that
showing up. Oh, good. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm so sorry. I just had to admit to. But I do think like in 2.7 particularly, especially because of the, you know, finale trailer, it does seem like they are aiming to do some sort of like everyone comes back together to have one final confrontation against everything. So like that's what I mean by I think that Augusta and Yuno are probably going to linger and basically tie into 2.7, and then obviously Galbrina will come in and, you know, mess up stuff with Cardathia, and then that'll all come to a head, and then we're gonna fight off the Dark Tide together, and then everyone's yay, happy,
Yeah.
and not dead.
2.6
Yeah.
2.6 feels like we're set up for failure. That's how I feel. This is we've had a lot of success after success of every like issue we've come up against, and I feel like this is the one where we're actually going to fail. This is our failure moment. So
even
it's gonna be
2.5
interesting to
was
see how that
a
happens.
little bit of a failure too, because he lost the tier. He let Cristoforo get away.
Yeah, it really felt like that scene from Marvel, from when Thanos actually gets to get all the stones, right? And Peter Quill just it turns around, he's like, "Did we just win? Wait, what happened? I thought we won." It's kind of what it felt like in 2.5. Plus, I have no idea what the hell Christopher is gonna do with that.
I find it interesting too. Now you think about it, we haven't seen Cristoforo at all in any of these teasers.
Yeah, he's not even there for some reason.
Yeah, so they
They're
might be
busy.
trying to
They're
hide
back at the
something.
lab with the gem at the moment, right? So
I know.
they're cooking up something.
I think that
I know,
Fraxidus,
guys.
I think that Fraxidus is going to be on standby. We've had a lot of
I hope so.
Fraxidus across the
I've seen
entire
enough of them.
2.0 arc.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good if this update didn't have any
I agree.
real mention. of it.
Bring them
That's gonna
back
be
in 2.8 or
Galbrainer.
something. Yeah.
That's
No,
gonna
no,
be
no.
great because like they wanted Cardathia to release the Threnodian. They want her to gain power, so they'll come back when that happens.
What do we even think she is? I was saying to my chat, I'm like, is she like some kind of Threnodian hunter? Like, because she's literally just after the Threnodian, like killing.
No, man,
nonsense.
she was hired by
Who knows?
Cristoforo. He paid with the goddamn tier, and she's gonna come after Cartithia as a mercenary to kill her for a bounty. That is definitely what's gonna happen in 2.7. I have no idea. We have no idea about that.
Yeah, I guess.
Everyone
I
just
guess
went quiet, and we're like,
yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
think a little bit about
Nah.
what that tier is going to do. It is the essence of the Threnodian, right? That's what the tier is like supposed to be, like the distilled, concentrated essence. So yeah, I guess we just gotta find out more. We'll probably get a hint or two across the 2.6 quests about what that's gonna be.
I find it interesting too. Like we saw in that trailer they released last week of Frolova doing something with the tier. So obviously she's not dead, right? But it's
Like
the
her
tier's,
physical
like,
body might
behind
be
her,
dead.
We don't know how
and
much
then-
of that is true, though.
Yeah.
Like we don't know if what we're seeing is like
'Cause,
actually
like,
things that are gonna happen or
That's
kind of
the thing
reference
too,
to.
because that trailer was like half like showing things that happened already, and then like things that are gonna happen. So we don't know if that was like previous or
They like to
the
tease us.
current. Yeah.
I'm current.
I like that. They're
Yeah,
not
'cause the
just
thing-
showing us like the thing I had wrong with Honkai Star Rail's live streams is they literally fucking spoiled the entire fucking quest in every live stream. I was like, bruh, like
I mean,
what is the point?
It's not the Honkai
That's
Star
the
thing.
Hoyo.
It's-
That's the Hoyo model.
Yeah,
It
that's the
shows-
Hoyo
show
way.
Literally,
They just talk about
Yeah.
the quests in all the live
Boss fight
streams.
too.
That's it.
But
Yeah.
with the way Kuro does it, it's like they just leave you with more questions than you had before you even went in. So like I love that they do that with the trailers.
Yeah, it actually gives you a reason to play it, not just watch the fucking cutscenes. Like, it,
Yeah,
I
they-
think
it whets your
It looks
appetite.
like it's as intended to be a teaser trailer, you know?
the funny thing is that you can watch all the cutscenes from like one of the Hoyo games and their updates, and then compare it to the live stream, and you're like, wait, we already
missed,
saw
like,
like
30
90%.
seconds,
We already
maybe.
saw like 90% of this during the live stream.
Yeah.
So what's the point of actually playing it since we already saw it all on
To
the live
sit
And
there
then
for
they show
8
you the boss
hours
fight
and
and
stare
explain
at the
every
back of
mechanic.
Trailblazer's head. Yeah,
Oh yeah, and
that's
also look at the black screen and white textures, of course. I forgot
Yep,
about
true.
All
and
right,
don't forget
all
the
right.
red text now.
All right, enough shade to the worst games. That's our thoughts on the story. Anything else that's really top of mind when we think about like the story trailer, all of that? I guess the thing is that the discussion is going to be something that's, you know, naturally going to be super incomplete. We know they're on a hunt. We know they're doing all of that, and we know that something bad is supposed to happen. But we don't really know what it is. But we all know that, like, that Venom-looking motherfucker, like that's clearly Venom coded, right? The new boss.
Am I the only one that's getting sick and tired of the Thundering Memphis design of these bosses?
The
Yeah.
Thunder, really? That one looked like very unique to me. It almost looked like
I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't
He
see
got
enough of it. and it was
tentacles
kinda
and
like
shit,
quick.
bro
We
looks
just
like
don't see it.
bro's like skinny. He looks like a JoJo character, like all like fucking like this and shit. Like
Yeah.
like
Really,
like
I was thinking
posing
about
and shit.
different things.
Roasting
Oh
my
my God.
hentai.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll see. The
Of course,
boss, the
Lavis.
boss
Hear me
fight,
out, man.
the boss fight looked pretty interesting.
Okay.
Oh wait, does Glaive need his medication? His horny medication?
No, no,
What's-
no.
Okay.
The neurons
Yeah.
fired again.
He got. I was about to. I heard him say,
His
"Hear me out."
avatar's geeking out, bro. His avatar's eyes are
I
just
heard
fucking
him say,
freaking out.
"Hear me out," and you already know what that means. All right.
Yep.
Okay. What? Are we gonna talk about it? I'll be happy to.
God.
You are the only one wanting to talk about it.
On that
buddy.
note, I'm going to the bathroom.
What?
Like actually,
You made the ultimate Guna leave even with that comment. That's crazy.
wait.
That's, that's impressive.
He's not joking. What an amazing time. All right, so that'll be the story part of the live stream. We talked a little bit about the events. Why don't we get into those? I think we got a tower defense one. We got a bunch of the exploration things, kind of like the traditional stuff that's going to be in the patch. But I know there's like another sort of like game mode-y one that I feel like I'm missing. I might go back to the live stream to like double check.
There was the
it
one with
shown
like the
on the-
moons for that gives buffs or something.
Yes, exploration buffs.
Yeah. And they're kind of like forcing you to do it. Well, not forcing you, but you can do it once a day and you get a certain buff
Yeah.
for that day. But if you do
Yeah,
it
'cause
all
don't
at
they
the same
reset?
time, they'll override each other. But you just know
Yeah.
everyone's gonna do it all at once. Like people, people. I really wonder like what those buffs are and if they're trying to encourage people to play around with it. Like, hey, come play the game, come try it out, come have a bit of fun. I wonder if they're fun buffs.
It'll probably just be some loose shit like, okay, you'll get
Yeah.
like double materials drops from like, you know, mining or like double mat drops from like, you know, mint picking for like an hour or something like that every day.
Or, like you could just travel faster or something like that. Like
yeah, or
twice
like
speed
like 25% movement speed,
Yeah.
2x collection, stuff like that.
There's a returnee event too.
Oh yeah,
So
it is.
yeah,
A
the
referral,
returnee
You
yeah.
have
event.
to have
Hilarious.
friends for that, which a lot of gacha players don't have.
Who's gotten a single who's gotten a single asteroid from any of those returnee events? Raise your hands.
Never. In any game.
Never
I
in
don't-
any game.
I don't have friends. Sorry.
Damn, even we can't get that shit. So yeah, I'm not sure how many regular players are getting that stuff. I don't really count the returnee events. I feel like there are at least like
No.
3 people on the globe who are actually getting the full rewards from that.
Well,
Just a
that was
formality
more
at that point.
that was more with regards to Cap talking about motivating people to log in every day for the moon buff thing. So I was saying more like that along with the returnee event. They're really trying to motivate people to come back and play and to play more frequently and regularly.
Yeah,
So
I think that like 2.5 definitely is one of the more dry patches for sure. No new hologram, no new no new
Wasn't
combat
there a new
events.
hologram?
No, there was no
No.
hologram for
This was the
2.5.
first patch, I think, the entire time where I did the story and did absolutely fuck all, nothing else. I mean,
Oh,
well, I did-
2.5. Oh, sorry. I
That's
thought you
similar.
were do 2.6 because I was like, that's where they announced one, right?
I did Tower Adversity, I think, and Whimpering Waste. That was it.
Yeah,
The
and
current
They
2.5
added a
event,
new-
pleasure event
like,
is ass.
2 new floors. Right?
Mhm.
not too much stuff in there, right? But in 2.6, we're getting just a straight up just raw dog 20 pull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
That's
10,
feels good.
10 limited weapon, 10 limited banner pulls, just out
Mm-hmm.
of nowhere, right at the end. Yeah, I guess that to me sort of like dispels a lot of like the rumors, right, that people have been having about Wuthering Waves going down in like pulls. It's like, oh, you guys were just in like the honeymoon phase when it comes to this game. Now you're going to be getting like Hoyo levels of income, right? Like 50, 60, 70 pulls a patch. But I think that like us getting like this 20 pull after a bit more of like a drier patch like 2.5 where there weren't as many is basically just like the confirmation, right, that Wuba just has a fuck ton of fucking pulls.
Yep.
I don't really know what else to say. I'm pretty sure they're going to be at least like 100 plus during this patch, counting those, and that's just a lot. Right. So.
You could argue that there might be a reason why they're just giving a fuck ton of pulls because both these characters are like really cool. And
Yeah, they're
Can we
must
talk about how
pulls.
they're running
the way
Shorekeeper, Carlota,
Unscapable.
and fucking Augusta.
a lot of reruns.
Yeah,
and
there's
the
a lot of
way it's
reruns.
going with like team
Oh, there's a
building and
Shorekeeper?
weapons
Like,
being
what
more
the
important.
fuck?
You know.
Yeah.
I wanted to point
yeah.
out something also. I wanted to point out that this is the first time as well that we get 2 reruns at the same time. And according to a lot of people that are complaining about the fact that there is so many things to choose from, I think
That's
that is
why is that a complaint? That doesn't make
Yeah, I
sense.
Why is that a complaint? You
That
get to
never
choose
makes sense to me.
Guys, it's
Me
just
neither.
like
Weird.
the anniversary. Solon Lee actually has a gun pointed at your head, and you had to pull on all 10
Everyone.
of the anniversary banners,
True.
or you were gonna get your Wuthering Waves account deleted.
Yeah.
That's
It's the same
true.
thing with like Honkai Star Rail. Like I never cared that they have like 4 reruns. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
More choice is good. That's
It's
it.
More variety.
I think it's different depending on the rerun schedule of the game. You know in HSR that like if a character reruns, there are so many fucking units in that game that because they
Mhm.
release 2 characters every patch, they're gonna rerun again
Yeah.
in like 30 years.
Or
right?
you have like a Shenhe incident like in Genshin where it takes like 2 years or whatever to get a character to
More.
rerun.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Shanghai is only good because of Skirk right now in this specific instance. Because before that, she wasn't even that used, even in Rayada's lead teams. But who am I to say? I don't play that anymore, so my opinion is invalid anymore.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter my opinion.
I think the main thing is that Wuthering Waves seems to have really, really frequent reruns. I think like it seems like some of the older characters seem to be the ones that are a bit more delayed. Think like your Yinlins, your Jians, your Shang Liaos. It seems like the newer ones that have come out at the very least seem to be very, very, very available. Especially Shorekeeper. She last ran in 2.2, guys. In the 2.2
Yeah, I think it's
second
her
half.
second time rerunning.
And even for new players, you can like pick her as well.
Yeah,
so,
so
she's always there.
It's just like at this point, it seems like it's almost impossible not to have her unless you've been intentionally like planning your pulls to not be able to get her. I think that's. Does Age not have Shorekeeper?
Ages in Team Fuck
I
Shorekeeper.
listen.
Oh, 07.
Okay, the reason I don't have Shorekeeper is because for the most part, I just pull for characters I like. I don't care about meta. Yes, I
Good.
have suffered from not having Shorekeeper.
Wait,
but
you
I
don't like
care.
Shorekeeper?
I actually I am a very vocal disliker of Shorekeeper's patch from 1.3, I
Oh
think.
hell no.
Because
just so
I felt like
basic.
the writing, I felt like the writing was subpar to me. I just didn't enjoy it, and yeah.
So you
So
prefer
I
Marina?
just have no attachment to Shorekeeper as a character, so I don't really want to pull her.
Yeah.
So I just have it, and so it's a little bit rough
know.
in some of the gameplay, but it's nice because a lot of the newer characters actually have been releasing in teams that don't require her as much versus in other games where sometimes you have this character that's super versatile, like the ultimate support, right? So but because the recent characters and the team comps and the kits have been more specific to like DPSs, because I know we've discussed this before, where
More
they're
mono
starting to kind of
attribute
release
stuff.
characters, yeah, like more mono attribute and more
Mhm.
like releasing characters for a specific DPS kind of thing. It is becoming a lot less of an issue for me from not having Shorekeeper. She's still amazing.
You have to
and
pull more.
obviously more versatile, but yeah, like I do have to pull more, but I also am just like giga attached to all the new characters because the writing is so good now. So
Yeah,
to
and,
me, it's less about I need Shorekeeper for the meta and more I want to pull all of these characters because I love them, and then because I end up pulling them because I have no self-control, I have more team comps. So
Yeah, and apparently
Yeah.
is gonna have some healing as well. And
Mhm.
I think some people said she has. I don't know if it's healing and shielding, but yeah, if she has shielding too, then yeah, that's even like more sustained, right? More sustained
Mhm.
options, and the more characters like her, Brant, Cancerella that come out, the less you
Yeah.
actually do need Shorekeeper, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because
There's
they'll be
more
able to
characters
fulfill
that
the
do
roles.
like
I mean,
more
Wait a
things with their
minute.
kit, right? Like Yuno has she does different things depending what like phase her moon is in. So like every
the half
character
are full.
isn't just like a one-trick pony anymore. Like more characters can do more things for a team.
Wait a
which is
minute.
cool.
Wait a minute. Yuno is Aero. she provides healing, and she also provides, allegedly, she also provides shielding. So I guess we can just say rip Genshin, right? Because Genshin did all of that, and she was also Aero. And Gauntlets as well.
Well,
And I don't think nobody plays
Okay,
Genshin
but who
anymore.
used
it's not
Genshin?
rest in
Yeah.
peace right now. It was
I
like,
have an S6 one. I would let you know right now. Okay,
Yeah,
I think
is she good?
Was
Johnson.
that willingly?
I still don't use her.
yeah, it was a rest in peace back in like version 1.1 or 1.2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the helicopter build was pretty good with Mortefi. So
bro.
actually,
yeah,
I'm gonna bring it to the new floors.
Yeah,
Okay.
to use her as a
Yeah,
as a Jinsei support. Yeah, I guess
Yup.
I guess that's truly an option if you literally have nothing fucking else to use. Sure.
I'm gonna be honest. Shorekeeper right now is honestly pretty irrelevant too, because like the last couple Tower of Adversities, I have literally, dude, they're making these characters so strong. I've clapped the fucking boss in like 30 seconds. So it's like I don't even
Yeah.
need to heal. So you know, unless they make them harder, I don't know. I don't need what maybe with the 2 new floors that they added, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. But yeah, I don't know. Lately, Tower of Adversity has been so easy. You don't even need to use a healer.
Well, I mean, it could also just be you've gotten better at the game too, so you're just dodging everything.
No, Cardathea, and you can't deny Cardathea and fucking
Yeah.
Carlota are just stupid broken.
I
He
mean,
just has
What
a
if they
good
still
I mean,
solos
like,
the Hazard
I
Towers
mean,
even
Yeah,
though?
I
like
mean, they're
Cardathea
pretty-
solos it.
Yeah.
they're pretty easy to use characters, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, other characters you gotta have like some more input, but yeah, with Carlotta the enemy's frozen half the fucking time, so
yeah,
I could see
that,
why.
like they messed up with that character. I
yeah,
think.
and
I
then
love it.
with
Baby mode.
Cartathea, you have 50,000 health. So yeah, dying on her is a little bit hard as well. All right, I guess we're already in the middle of the topic. Oh, by the way, Ethan joined. I think he
What up,
touched
boys?
down. I think he touched down
What's
a
up?
while ago. And managed to make his way here for the call. But yeah,
Back.
new Endgame. I guess that's a topic that we can talk about. There's gonna be 2 new floors added to the TOA. I believe the total rewards are 100 asterite, 120 of like the blue Doritos that you use in the store to, buy stuff like tuners and everything, and probably like 100,000 credits. How we feeling?
It didn't say much. It didn't say much about the
I'll take
stamina
100 credits.
consumption, but I'm pretty sure it's instead of being 5 and 5, it's gonna be like the left and the right.
I
turret,
doubt
right?
it. I doubt
I think
that
it's gonna be
so
5
much.
and 5.
It's gonna be
They
5
very-
and 5, and
I
it's
got no
2
clue.
teams.
Yeah,
They very
5.
vaguely explained it. Did you guys notice? Were
didn't
they
show it.
saying that like you don't need to do the earlier stages anymore? They fucking worded that
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
like
Whimpering Waste,
oh,
right?
Translation program.
yeah, it's like
For
HSR.
that
Like,
one, it's endgame mode in general. It's like when you full clear the previous, or like when you clear up to a certain point
Yeah.
from the previous mode, rather than forcing you to go through all of the easy levels again, they just auto clear
Mhm.
the easy levels, so you only do the really hard ones.
Oh,
like the
Z-
last
Probably
So
like
you're
the
only
full
doing the
season.
fourth
ZZZ
stage? Oh,
could-
thank God.
ZZZ can
Yeah.
never. Oh my
True.
god, playing that game Shiyu defense and then going into Shiyu defense 4, 5, 6. Good fucking god.
what
Good-
you don't like Jane Doe miasma?
No, that's floor 7. That's fine, right?
Oh,
Or
shit.
it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But like,
yeah.
you gotta do Shiyu defense 4, 5, and 6, and like those take like 4 minutes each.
Yep,
They take
so
like
fast.
3 to 4 minutes each because of how much HP the fucking monsters have. Brother, add that feature to fucking ZZZ, please. Add it to ZZZ.
Or just
Guys,
don't
I have
play
a ju-
ZZ, you know, you save yourself.
I have a
So
feeling.
true.
I have a feeling that Syntonis doesn't like Hoyoverse games. I don't know. I might be getting the wrong impression.
Hey, that's the
here.
one
No,
thing
no, me and him
agree
are
on,
actually.
man.
Yo,
no,
he's
we're-
number one. He's number one Zealous creator.
No. Me, him, Legions, and Glaive. We're actually doing a Stygian Onslaught run tonight around 7 p.m. EST. So, yeah,
There's a
we're
specific
getting
fuck is
into
a
that.
thing I want you to
Oh,
do
yeah,
in
yeah, we're
Minecraft,
speed,
Yeah,
we're,
you
we're
know?
speed,
Yeah, we're
we're
doing
speed,
it.
we're speed
Yeah.
running. We're pulling a Rene. We're speed running Stygian Onslaught on new accounts.
500 motherfuckers! I bet you I can clear it first solo. $500.
Yeah,
by the way.
we're
But
we're
clear-
all making
clear
new
what?
Genshin Impact accounts and seeing how long it takes us to clear Stygian Onslaught.
Brother, you got to get through Sumeru
I-
first.
I'll
you
see
not.
you guys in 2050.
I would rather
guys have no
drag my
lives.
nuts through glass.
Wait, so do you guys think this new 2 floors is actually going to be
Harder.
I don't want to say harder because like I low key I think the patch is great. Like I think it was an 8, but I do think that like the game like Augusta and Yuno just look so fucking good. But I'm like, dude, I hate Wiwa and I know we're getting 2 floors, but that's a monthly reset. Like, do you think that's enough? Because
Yeah.
I
was just
I
gonna say
look-
the no combat events for 2 patches in a row feels really bad.
It's a little
And
rough.
I guess you
People-
could say the
people-
tower defense is one, but not really.
Tower defense looks cool, by the way.
Tower
Okay.
defense.
I
I wish you could attack the enemies in the tower defense
Yeah.
itself as well. Like,
Yeah.
like, did anyone ever play like Sanctum or Sanctum 2? Did anyone
Yep,
play
or
that?
like
That's what I
Castle
thought. If we
Crashers
could do
too.
something like that, yeah, something like that
Yep.
would be like most sick. We'd have
Oh,
to get
like
involved.
gears too, as well. Like you
Yep,
put the
yep.
shit down,
Yep.
and then you go and
Yep.
fight. I think the tower defense shit looks dope. I just feel like we had a tactical hologram boss rush before. We've had the other fucking event in 2.4. Like, I mean, like, I'm not asking for anything crazy. I just think like rotating like one of those
Yeah.
every 2 patches or like
So
8
am I
patches.
the
Had
only one
best
that liked,
the
uh,
best events?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that liked the card game? Like I thought that it was fun.
Oh,
No,
that
it was
one-
cool.
That
I
was
love
that was
Everyone likes
Yeah.
solid,
I hope
right?
they I hope they bring it back and evolve it.
But this
somehow.
is the thing,
you
right?
could do
Peaks
that
of
too.
Prestige was in 2.4, and they also had like Virtual Crisis and all this other shit,
Yep.
right? I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just still absolutely baffled by the fact that we just haven't reran the co-op hologram event yet with the new
Yeah,
fucking.
like that was the
like,
best event in the
Put
game.
in the Kelpie, put in Arsenosa, like just
And
put
now
in.
Lady of the Sea.
Yeah,
you know?
like all
Like-
these new enemies, just make it the hologram event, and then just like it's so easy. Everyone loves playing it. I don't think anyone dislikes it because you could just do it
It's perfect.
solo as
Yep.
well. It's like
Mhm.
it's
Yep.
great
I
like
did it
content
solo.
for
It
the
was more fun
community
that
and
way.
everything. It's just I
was
don't
harder.
know.
Well,
why-
you have no friends, so it makes sense.
That's true.
Okay.
They're just
Your
They're
mom
just
is my
like-
only friend.
they're just not.
Whoa.
They're just
Well,
not-
my mother actually died a couple years ago, so evidently you have no friends. So
Okay.
that stands to reason.
Oh god.
Is, do,
Jesus
you guys,
Christ.
Irrefutable.
do you guys both need to? Do you guys need to have a conversation one-on-one with each other outside? I feel like
That
I feel
sounds
like
very sexual. Why'd you make that sound so sexual?
I
Do you want invited, Saint? Is that
Yes,
what you're
You guys
alluding
need a
to?
room?
Do you want to
You guys
walk?
want
Really?
jealous?
He
Do you
wants to
want,
sit
do you
on
want
the
us to pull up the
chair,
cup
bro.
chair?
Do you need us to give you a free membership to our OnlyFans? Is that it?
Yeah, man, I think you guys should just play the co-op hologram event together. I feel like, honestly, bringing it back to WUA, if the co-op hologram event was around, we wouldn't have these fucking conversations. That's all I'm
Yep.
saying.
True.
That's all
I
I'm
wouldn't,
saying.
I
We
wouldn't
wouldn't
have.
have-
I wouldn't have 2 middle-aged men flirting on my podcast with each other.
Who the fuck you call middle aged, bro? Just because I'm bald?
Oh, you're right. You're Grant. You're Unk. You're Unk. You're not middle-aged, bro. It's Unk
Yeah,
now.
thank you. I like the Unk title. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I do think though it's just silly. Like I feel like realistically, a lot of people hate WUWA after this. Oh, I hate WUWA as well. 0 out of 10 patch, 7 out of 10. I feel like
That's
right
better.
now WUWA's shit, but whatever. Put that aside. Eventually they'll fix it.
Yeah.
The monthly resets of like, hey, I do TOA in a month, and then I do WUWA in a month. I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this. Like, I want to pull both of them in their weapons, but I'm like, bro, that is like so much money just to do TOA and a hologram. If they could just put in their previous events, I'm not even asking for anything fucking new. Doesn't need to be permanent. You got to fucking rotate them.
Mhm.
I think it'd be perfect. I really do.
That's the problem with like the updates, right? With TOA having the two new like towers, it's a whole new team. It's a whole new team you have to invest in.
Yeah.
That's more characters to pull. That's really the problem here. Whether they make it, if they make it that and more difficult, that's 2 things. We've increased the amount of investment you need and the difficulty as well. That's going to be an issue. So it's definitely
But
more
do we
characters, more pulling.
think? Do we think with the auto clearing the early stages that means we don't have to use characters on that stages?
Well,
Because
No,
like,
they can have
again,
stamina
they
for it.
didn't
You
really
can-
explain shit.
So you can essentially think about it this way, right? You right now in the TOA effectively only need 2 teams to clear it anyways,
Mhm.
because you kind of run
Now you
like
need
your
3.
you kind of run like your B team, right? Your B team DPSs, like you can literally get like a level 60 guy and go solo the first
Yeah.
floor, no issues.
Yep.
And so those are the ones that are going to be auto completed, right? The ones that you're using like bum characters on anyways. And so I guess the thing is for tenured accounts that have like a level 70 Calcharo that can just clear all the floors, or you just have more than like us, like
Yeah.
more than 2 DPSs, you will need a 3rd team, right? Because you'll have 8-8, then 5-5, and then another 5-5, right? In the 3rd floor. But I guess the thing is that you'll be building an entire additional team for incrementally the same exact thing as 100 asteroid, right? And then all the blue Doritos and stuff. And so it is, I think the cost of not having a third team is literally like so low relative to like other endgame modes where, you know, it's like an entirely new one, and then you feel like you need specific characters to even be able to clear it on the baseline difficulties, like fucking Stygian Onslaught. This is like probably going to be an endgame where it's not going to feel like you need a certain unit, because none of the TOA resets have ever felt like that. And so if it's just like 100 additional asteroid plus the Doritos, all of that, 100k credits, it's like, okay, the rewards at a baseline aren't even that massive anyways, and a whole new team for 100 more asteroid, it's like not having that third team, I don't feel like it's gonna be like a fucking game-breaking thing for a lot of people.
Can you say people make that same argument for like Memory of Chaos in Honkai Star Out? Like, if you want to do floor 10, it's not that much more of a difference, right?
Well, you don't need an additional team to do at Memory of Chaos.
No, but a lot of the time the point being like the new characters is really the thing, isn't it? So I'm kind of I'm just comparing the value of what you get out of doing one more stage of an end game. That's really it.
That's the thing, right? Is you need the new characters in Honkai Star Rail to even complete the stage. These are 2 new stages added. And sure, it'll be an issue, right?
Still
if
not
it's like,
change that?
if like the new stages literally read, if you don't have Augusta, you deal 0 damage. That would be terrible, right? If that was in there. I don't think that the new TOA is going to be, if you don't have Augusta and you can't do it.
Do you think that they're going to have different buffs for the second set of towers? Like, that's going to be important. Like are we just gonna have like 2 different attributes that are buffed for all of them for all 4 towers? If so, that might be an issue. If the last 2 towers are also more difficult, that might be something coming into play.
I think we just need to see like what the floors settings are for the 2 new towers. I would imagine that they're probably gonna be different. If they really wanted to make it as like least as low predatory as possible, they'd probably just make the last 2 floors like have no attribute resistance.
Like they used to.
Yeah, like
they used to.
Yeah, they probably just have like no modifier at all, and then go about it that way. So we'll just see. I mean,
the biggest issue was in 2.3, specifically with the Zani. I think that's the worst designed floor in Face. I think it was the second. Or was it the first one? I think it was the first one in 2.3 with the Zani, with the Spectrofragile buff plus the CB buff.
Yeah,
that was 100%. The worst it got, right? And in my eyes, the fact that they afterwards they did kind of the same for Kartiti, but at the same time also buffed other ARO units, kind of was better than the 2.3 one. So it does look like they are learning from their mistakes, but at the same time people are doom boasting Weewa because of the latest one, which I also agree that is also
I haven't
garbage,
done the latest
right?
one. Why is everyone so mad about the latest
Just
one?
don't do it, bro.
There's like
just don't do it.
it's like 100-something% HP inflation. So like,
Yeah.
it's like basically for Lova's a tier 0 unit. Everyone else is like tier 4. Like that's basically how it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah, and
But at the same time, they kind of did the same. Like if you went to not Arushu, what was it? Wuwa Flex? I don't know. Like the one that gets the trackings of the speedrunners. Like you would see a major difference in 2.3 of the damage that Zani does, and also for the people in the call that already have Zani, of course. And the fact that they did change that proves that they can fix when they mess up. And I hope that they do they do fix the mess up that they did in Weewa.
They've tried to do that in this patch, right? They added the burning waves, so the more you actually play it's kind of like TOA in a weird way. The more that you play it properly and you have, you do your combat correctly, you get buffs quicker rather than at certain stages. So you're able to have buffs for longer.
We need to know.
There's no burning waves in Infinite Torrents, so that only applies to like.
Is there not?
Wait, really?
Oh, that's ass.
Yeah, that's
really.
Okay, never mind. I changed my opinion.
That's a bit of a self-report. That's a bit of a self-report. Anyways,
I need it anyway. It's fine.
Not paying attention. Damn it, bro.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Casual.
I didn't even know burning waves was the thing until the live stream, because I've literally just been clearing the shit so fast that I'm like,
I think a lot of people is like that. They just do the characters, play the event. That's it.
Yeah, I literally didn't even know it was a thing.
I definitely know what Burning Waves is and what it does in the game mode.
Yes, Aid! Yes, Aid! Let's go!
I know that. I know that shit.
Now I feel like I'm the only person on the call that knew how that mechanic worked. Anyways, let's go ahead and
Okay, Unk.
let's go ahead and
best.
yeah, I guess the final takeaway that I'll make on the matter, and then we could probably just move on, is I know Blazion's bringing up the whole 2.3 Zani thing. That wasn't even bad, because that 2.3 update where they had the floor buff that was 100% Spectral Frazzle amp, that basically meant that everybody else on the roster was clearing at like the same exact normal time, about a 1-minute clear in the middle tower. And then Zani was doing it in 20 seconds. This isn't like a situation where every other team in the game is not able to clear
Slow.
and then only Zani's team clears at a regular time. It's Zani is literally clearing at like flash level speeds that no one else in the game has ever been able to do before. And then everyone else is just clearing as usual.
I like that. I think that's fun. That makes it interesting. Like, feeling super powerful in a shield like tower, but also everyone else is doing just fine. It's fun.
And so it's
the issue is when the towers start getting too much to those characters and they start ramping up the numbers. If that's a thing, of course. And the other characters aren't as good. But if they can clear as well, and those ones can feel like superheroes, yeah, sure, that's fine for me as well.
Sure. So that was 2.3, right? And the idea and the hope is that the game does not go down the HSR route of have the newest character or somebody that really interacts with these buffs, or just go fuck yourself. That's kind of like how Weewa is right now, so hopefully they'll fix that. And it's just, you know, having that in the TOA as well would be rough too. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Would you say that people who spend money and like have dupes of characters and shit, they're not going to be phased, but it's the free-to-plays that are really going to be struggling with Wuthering Waves and shit going forward?
Right now, I would say free-to-plays are probably not having a good time playing the game mode. They got to do some sweaty, outlandish shit to be able to get some reasonable clears.
Maybe that's why I haven't felt that.
What was high investment in characters these days?
Yeah.
It's going that way.
I don't feel like you need to invest.
Man. Okay, second.
Okay,
second Joko. Get out of my fucking chat room.
I was thinking to myself, I think WoW is not the type of game that you need cons. Like, I did the S6 for Shakona for jokes and giggles, you know, but I feel like you don't need anything. Like, of course you can get the weapon itself to complement the character, right? The best installed weapon. But other than that, I don't think you need to get any constellations at all on any limited character, actually.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. Don't just always go for S0 or 1 if you want to have the most fun with the game. But naturally, right, some people like on average for most people, but some people do like hitting big numbers, and I'm not going to hold that against
regret
anybody.
Fucking pulling for S3 Carload and S3 Cardathea because I literally
play the game
don't even
less.
need to pay attention to mechanics.
Can't even play the game.
I just press buttons. Yeah.
I choose not to use my S6 characters. I'd rather
you should
not use them.
actually S6 the characters that you hate the most, because then you'll play them less.
Bro, turn the game into ZZZ, just a fucking button mashing simulator. How dare you?
I was thinking to myself about that. Like, when I'm about to, for example, when you think about a character that is a DPS, I never want to think about getting any constellation. I prefer to get the constellation for the characters that I like that are not DPSs because of that. For example, Shakona. I think I'm the only motherfucker that is pulling the Pride win numbers up of Shakona just because I can do whatever I want with DPS Shakona. But that's because I'm building her like no one else should be doing what I'm doing, you know. But it's fun. It's a different playstyle, which is why I like it. But buffing it, like getting constellations for the DPS ones, it kind of ruins the fun of it because it's just a walk in the park.
Yeah,
it's like the Camellia, right?
Yeah.
Like Camellia usually makes it so boring that you don't even play her, you know.
Yeah.
Like Cardathea, you can't even get to her fleur-de-lis form.
Dude, I said that the last time I did TOA. I couldn't even do one rotation. I couldn't use her ult. The boss died before I did her ult.
Hey,
basically
what the fuck? This is so stupid.
All right. So that'll be, I guess that's our kind of discussion on like Endgame and some of the updates over there. What about general other quality of life that came out? Kind of like wrapping up this discussion over here.
Support for more GPUs.
Support for more GPUs,
that was
true.
huge.
DLSS, all that.
And they
One-click
updated
collection.
frame generation. They updated frame generation too, thank God, for the older PCs.
I have a question about that. Why the heck my computer that has the specs for the, what was it, NVIDIA RTX, whatever? I did not have I didn't have the option in my computer, even if I had the specs for it. It was kind
Did
of
you try
Graphics
unplugging
card,
it and plugging it back in again?
Yeah, maybe I should do that.
Try installing,
Factory reset.
uninstalling and installing it.
Yeah,
maybe next time I should put it on
your
Rise,
graphics
probably.
card might not be as good as you thought. I remember this one guy back back in the day, he made a video about how Septimont was like very poorly optimized. And he was
You're
trying
a
to
dick.
he was trying to
You're
turn
a
on
fucking-
he was trying to turn on ray
Hey,
tracing.
I am gonna be honest with you. It is unoptimized.
Yeah,
It is
but
bad.
this is the thing.
is.
He was trying to turn on ray tracing with like 4K resolution on a 4060. He was trying to turn on ray tracing on a 4060.
This is
Yeah.
why you
In,
get
like,
bullied. You're
4K.
getting a
It's
Google
Gabe's
Doc
fault.
tonight.
You
You're getting a Google
understand?
Doc
It's
tonight.
Gabe's fault.
Yeah. So it's
All
sometimes you just
Damn.
gotta actually know how good your graphics card is and what its true capabilities are. Just saying. No big deal though. No.
Quick
You got the Unk card now. I'm gonna start calling you Unk too.
quick question. Did you guys touch on the flight already for quality of life? Because I was
Yeah, we could talk about
we
that
talked
in
about
more
it
depth
briefly,
if you-
but yeah,
Oh,
sure,
okay.
we can pick it up if you want.
no, I mean I just
I-
think it's fucking dope. I'm
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what were you say, Cap?
So,
What were you
do you think they did it because they intended to, or because they heard how much people wanted it?
No, I
they
think
were
they had to
drunk.
do it,
They were-
bro.
yeah,
Straight
I
up.
think they
They
were
had
sick
to.
of
They
people
had
Yeah.
to.
because they
I-
did that one comment too, where they were like, going forward, no more flying in other areas. There's
Yeah,
gonna be different
that's really
versions
important.
of it.
Yeah.
I was
I like
actually
that,
happy
though.
about that. I hope
was gonna
they
say that.
they cook. Maybe they do mounts or underwater stuff or whatever. They do something.
I want
different.
cars in New Federation. That's what I want. I want
Oh,
drivable
that
cars.
would-
Oh, that would be
Hoverboards,
I-
cars,
Like
some
walls.
shit.
That's
I don't know
what
if
I
I
Yeah.
want cars because I'm gonna be honest. After playing Neverness to Everness, I
Yeah, that was
fuck
shit,
fucking
man.
Cars, man.
It's the greatest game of all time. It's a great fucking beta.
Terrain
This
bikes
shit
or
was
something, hovercraft,
fucking
something
boring.
like.
Hey,
Yeah.
Maybe you just
if
need
I
better
can-
cars.
If I cannot run over NPCs with the car, I don't want
Yeah,
cars in
nah,
the
fuck that.
I
Bonus points.
guess
Mounts would
I
be
guess
cool, though.
Gateo's not gonna be very happy with you guys later. Come on, guys. What is
Gulp.
You mean the guy that plays the dead game still, Tower Fantasy? Yeah, true.
I
Wait,
actually.
we were riding like the Griffin in the trailer, right? Maybe we could.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I want that.
Yeah,
be
I
riding
feel like
mounts.
that's a story
Yeah, I would
That'd
love
be
cutscene.
mounts.
awesome.
I feel like that's
Imagine-
a story cutscene.
I mean, shit. We see the Azure Premilia Chinese CBT with the mounts, and it looks really
Yeah.
good, man. I would
Yeah,
love
take
to
a
see
page
more.
out of that. Yeah.
it looks really
Writable
good.
echoes, maybe.
I don't know, like sci-fi mounts though. I
The
think would
first
be, like,
one's
cool.
got to be Laura Lee for reasons.
You fucking
Oh.
boner.
Oh.
Grow up. Grow up. We're having
How
a
many
professional
Unistrikes have we
discussion.
had in this
What-
podcast? 5?
We're having a
You know
fucking.
what's funny? You know what's funny?
Chat knows I'm right.
I really was thinking about what can I say about Legions, and then I searched up his YouTube channel, and I saw the
Yudo?
way he reacted to Yudo, and I was like, you know what? This is the perfect clip. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
the
put
Yeah,
it
that
Thumbnails-
was definitely a neuron activation moment. No, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yep.
They stun locked my ass with that foot.
Wait, so you guys touched on flight, and then my last question was, did you touch on the new ecosystem of like the battleground shit? Because I have a piece. I have a thought about that. I don't know if anyone feels the same way. Like, you know how you get the 10 echoes a day for free?
Oh, the Nightmare
Ooh,
Purification,
yeah.
I like it.
you mean, right?
The
I like
nightmares.
it.
Yeah. Why
love
is it? Why is it not added in the box? Is it only 10 a day?
So from what I've seen, it's because it's only nightmares
Yeah.
that are in that. And, so a
Oh.
lot of people are like, why can't you just make it farmable in a task field? It's because they're nightmare echoes, I believe. That's
Mhm.
pretty much the only reason why.
Okay.
I don't
Is
like that.
is there a
honestly.
way to get non-nightmare echoes for that set yet, or no? Or for the old
so
set?
what they've
No.
done is they've like sort of in the back end for some of the older echoes, they've added the new sets to them. And so there are like
Okay.
things like the Chop Chop and like a couple of like the Fairy Fire one, whatever the thing
Yeah.
is, like little thing. They got the new Lost Dreams set. Falova set added to them afterwards, and that's probably going to happen to the 2 new pieces that are coming out. Some 1 cost, some 3 cost echoes are going to get the new sets added to them.
Okay. I mean, that's
So,
not too
I
bad,
hope
then.
so. I hope that what they can do is like if the echoes are from like a specific element. Imagine if the element is electro, and you are opening the boxes given by the gladiators because it's an electro. It has odds of appearing. Maybe that's not the case. I think it's not the case because it's nightmare still, so you can't get it.
The
from that.
Nightmare Echoes probably can pop from those boxes. I think the main boxes that they're talking about are the Elusive Realm weekly thing bosses,
Yeah.
where you
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
basically redeem
just
those for
block.
any tacit field. I think that what
Yeah,
they're
I was
doing
thinking about
is-
those fonts from the gladiator set
Yeah,
because
I
those
don't-
are like specific element.
Yeah. I think the thing that they're trying to do is for the 3-piece sets, they're all going to be like Nightmare Echoes, and all of the 3-piece sets are supposed to be from those fields. And in reality, right, they are theoretically a lot easier to farm. I think they're just really frustrating on like a introductory basis. I think that the more casual you are with the game, the less you care about the Nightmare Echoes, because it's like you don't really like care as long as you eventually like get your stuff upgraded.
You're getting 10.
Yeah,
But you
Yeah,
can
I'll say
literally
the only
use
annoying
The
thing
amount
is
is 10.
yeah.
I'll
But
say the
the
only
amount
annoying
and
thing is
for
not
that.
being able to build the characters the first day because
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah.
well, I farmed my daily thing of Nightmare Echoes, and I gotta wait till
Yeah, that's the
tomorrow.
only thing I just thought.
So
like,
the
it
thing
was
with
like-
Nightmares is you can't pre-farm, and you
Yep.
can't like
Mhm.
you can't like spend wave plates or a lot of resources to farm. And so yeah, basically the more casual you are, the less of a bother it is. So it's just chill for them because they get to, you know, just get 10 without basically doing anything like actually like stressful or
Yeah,
like
but at least you
meaningful.
spend those wave plates. You can still have them be useful, like spend them on boss mats or something that come out on the patch day. If you, yes. But
Well, I mean,
Okay.
you still would need the tuners to tune
Yeah.
the echoes you get anyway, so you're still doing tacit fields.
Yeah,
So-
that's
So-
the only thing that's just like disconnecting my mind. I feel like, again, I haven't built for Lova, so I don't know, maybe I'm wrong here, but if my understanding of it was they added those echoes like you said, but it's in the overworld, I just feel like that's super tedious because maybe you can get on like one of 4 sets. So I feel like there
Mhm.
should eventually be some sort of alternative. I'm not gonna fucking complain about it now because it's like whatever.
It's like,
it's not that big of a
fantasies. They
deal.
updated that, didn't they? Why can't they have the last reward be like a nightmare box or something like that on the very
Hey,
last
I-
stage?
Fucking one a week or some shit. But again, I don't
Yeah.
think I think overall it's a solid system with a really solid foundation. I think it's just that, like, again, you sit there and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
It's like,
I
okay,
agree.
I got
I think
got
they should
10.
make it farmable somehow.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
mind
they
them
should.
having that as long as there's a way for me to waste stamina if I want to keep farming it. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to grind it for a week to be able to build a character.
Yeah,
so.
honestly, they should just turn into a tacit field after you farm
Yeah.
them one time a
After.
day. Like, just turn it into a respawning tacit field and then have it give tubes and tuners too. Like, at this point, it's sort of just like, brother, if I want to farm another set, like, it's like somewhat in a lot of ways actually easier. And it just, I know it's free, but most people, when they get to a certain investment in their account, they're just doing 2 tacit fields anyways, because there's really nothing else to spend anything on.
Yep.
And
That's
it's
literally
like,
the only thing I waste my
you
stamina
get
on.
more echoes doing 2 tacit fields a day.
So
and
basically, it's only an issue if
Unless-
you are farming non-stop on the overworld, because that way there is a difference. So basically,
I think it's an issue for 90. I think the experience for 99% of like late game players is literally worse, which is
Yeah.
kind of the problem, because you get more echoes just logging in, doing a 2x tacit field claim twice. You get like 18, 19, 20 echoes from that, right? And you spend your 240 wave plates, whatever. For Nightmare Purification, you get like 7 to 10, and you do it once a day. So you're like, your echo income is like halved. You didn't spend any wave plates, but it's also like you kind of wish you could.
Yep.
Right? And so it's just a feels bad moment if you're tenured in the game.
Especially if you like pre-farmed everything else for the character, and that's literally the only thing left that you have that you
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
is just the echoes for the characters. And you're like, well, I guess I can't play with this character that I just spent all my money on pulling. Now I just have to wait
It's
to pull
just
it up.
another
Yeah,
method of retention,
think-
right? Log in
Yeah.
every day.
Well-
Log in
Yep.
every day. Make sure you do
Which I
it, because
hate.
if you don't, you're actually screwed. Like, you're genuinely screwed in upgrading your
Yep.
character.
What up, Age?
I have a
If
question,
you
though.
use a
because you know, like how some
Oh, sorry. I
Oh,
was
no,
just
you-
reading something from chat. If you use a food buff, you get 12 to 17. No, you don't. You still are up to literal RNG. You could use the food buff and still get 7. It's like,
more extra defense rolls today,
like, guys,
Or-
like, using the food buff does not guarantee that you're suddenly gonna triple the number you're gonna get. You could still just get the same exact amount. And you wanna know what else is awful? You used your 30-minute food buff for like a Nightmare Purification that takes you literally 1 minute. So it's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing for the other 29? It's like,
exactly. And I don't want to cut you off, Age. I'm so sorry. I just want to get this up before I forget it. I think their design philosophy on it was, let's give these re-rollers a fucking reason to exist. You only have 9 to 10 echoes that you could use. You get a defense 1 cost and a spectro 3 cost on like a havoc set, and you're like, fuck me, and that's why those things exist. I feel like that's their thing.
counterpoint
100%.
counterpoint to that, you're making the rerollers have a reason to exist, but at the same time, the wave plates, the yellow things that you're saving, that you wanted to use to get even more stamina, it's going to be useless because you're going to have a limit per day. So technically speaking, you're making one be useful and the other one be useless
I
at the
think
same
yellow
time.
is always going to be useful, though, right? Like you could
No,
still
because
use it for other things.
it's the same amount that you can farm
All
every
right,
day.
all right. I feel like we're getting a little bit too granular with the farming topic over here. I think we're all right. Any other topics that we want to talk about for like quality of life?
Oh, I mean, sorry, I have like one last thing to say about the farming topic before. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't all of the newer sets only 3 pieces required to use it?
Yes.
So then don't you technically need less echoes from the new set as well? So maybe this is kind of them trying to find a way to balance, okay, we're gonna start using these sets that are more flexible, but then also we need like a way to maybe like limit people from farming it since it's more flexible to be to be built.
But I
So
believe
that
with
could
the
be another
Ferlova
thing.
one, for an example, there was a problem with that because there was only like 1 3 cost on there on that you could get from that the daily thing.
Yeah, but the thing,
And
even if there's
there
only
wasn't a 4 cost.
even if there's
I think.
only 1 3 cost, the thing is that you can use like a 3 cost from one of the older sets.
Other sets, yeah.
Yeah, and then you do like double 1 cost, right? At double
Yeah.
or like 1 3 cost, 1 cost, and then like the 4 cost from the new set, and then you have like a lot more flexibility that way. And I guess the thing is, if you have god rolls of other pieces, for example, right, Augusta is probably going to use the set that shields because she fucking has a shield, and that means that your Zhang Liao pieces that are fucking cracked from the old 1.0 Void Electro Thunder, whatever it's called, right? You can use those pieces on your Augusta, and imagine you have 2 Giga cracked 3 costs. Those are supposed to be, those were the hardest ones to get before, not that hard nowadays, right? And then you use those, and all you gotta farm is the 2 1 cost and the 4 cost, right? So it's just like all of that. And I guess the thing is that it does actually reward the older players kind of significantly as well, because let's be honest here, right? Most people have a pretty cracked Zhang Liao set because that dude was given out for free and he was like pretty fucking strong. So yeah, most people are only gonna need 3 pieces for their Augusta.
What about you?
All hail loadout system.
True.
True. The loadout system is actually useful now.
It's good.
Yeah, when it was first
The
introduced,
man-
I'm not gonna
Awesome.
lie, I didn't really use it that often because there was only 1 set you were using and nobody really shared pieces. But now we have pieces that are actually being shared. So
Well, if you remove the save button for the loadouts, I think it could get a little bit better.
Oh, yeah?
Personally.
oh yeah,
But I mean, yeah, I think
Okay.
they should just copy Genshin. I feel like that just
they should
you know.
auto-generate it for us and then not let us actually move the pieces around.
Yeah.
That would probably be the best. That would be
You should take
learning
away
from
the
true
pieces from
professionals.
other characters for one character's kit.
And you
They should
shouldn't
just
have
fucking-
like global loadouts either, just for one character. That'd be good.
They should
All
just
right.
EOS. Girlfest sucked. Like, just fucking
You're just saying that because you
You
weren't
invited?
invited. Let's be real here.
No, I was invited. I was invited. I had work that day. I don't know.
Yeah, we
No,
all-
Yeah. We're all invited.
What a
Yeah,
personal
we're all
invitation
invited.
from Soul on the
Why is
we all
everyone
did.
invited, bro?
All
Oh,
right.
Liv.
handwritten letter?
All right, so we have been on call for almost an hour and 30 minutes. I think it's time to wrap ourselves up. Anything we
block.
missed, any sort of like last conversational topics that we really wanted to get to.
One tap
Gabriel,
click, one
maybe?
tap, one tap
Oh,
collect.
yes.
Finally added it.
Amazing.
They
Thank
finally
God.
added it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Took, like,
Did
At
they
long
also-
last.
Almost too late.
Did they also add a new 4-star weapons to the battle pass?
What?
Or were those
I didn't
last
see
patch?
that.
Hunter's Growl. I'm looking at the update page and I see
They
it on
got
there, and I don't
new
remember that on
web.
the
Wait,
live
they have
stream.
stuff that they didn't announce
Hunters-
on here?
Hunter's
say-
Growl series. I don't know
Where?
if that's old or new.
Does
Wait,
it say what it
no,
is?
No, they do have a new They
Yeah.
do have a new BP weapon series that they did not announce.
Where is it?
Crazy.
Glaive linked it in chat.
Yeah,
at
it's
least,
called
in the
Hunter's
Discord.
Growl series.
Oh
See if they're
yeah,
any
that-
good or not.
Hunter's Growl.
I
I'm
wonder if there's
kinda
going to be a
glad they
single
forgot
one with
that.
crit rate.
I'm kind of
All
glad they
the-
forgot that weapon skins exist in this game.
Yeah,
They had
true.
they did that once and then never again. I'm kind of mad about it.
It's good for the 4-star weapons, but I feel like they cook so hard with the like, bro, Augusta's weapon is fucking
Yeah, they
insane.
look pretty good.
Like,
I don't think
I
it
couldn't
matters
even
because
imagine
most of
putting
the
it.
time we are not even watching, looking at the weapons because the characters have their own specific weapons. So
I was
you
gonna
don't even
say that.
see
Yeah.
the weapon that they have equipped.
Dude, seeing
Yeah.
Augusta's weapon break apart though when she fights is sick.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fire. That's just fire.
Yeah, I think that's
it's
the
dope.
only other thing we didn't touch on was just the battle pass weapon, but we have no information.
Yeah, we
on
got
what
no
they are. We don't
information
know
on
what
what
it
they
is.
do anyways.
We don't know
It's
if there's
probably
any
gonna be
crit
stuff
rate or
that-
crit damage.
That's gonna be a
one or
fun
anything.
post.
Low
Yeah.
attack, double defense, bad. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Now buying
HP,
battle
don't
pass.
forget
Sound-
HP.
sounds
Yep,
good.
true.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I guess that's that, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a fun conversation, been a fun chat. I
7 out
feel
of
like
10.
we got some pretty good representation on all the sides, some pretty good input overall. Hopefully, it's been an enjoyable discussion for everyone else here as well. But yeah, I guess that's that.
It was
Yeah.
it was all right, I guess. I feel like I brought the glow. to
7
be
out of 10.
honest. I brought the glow.
Yeah,
I'll say
7 out of 10.
the mood went down as soon as Ethan joined. I don't know what was. up with
Fuck
that.
you!
It
I
was
brought the
weird.
real talking points. I brought the negativity. All you motherfuckers. Glaive is gonna make a video tomorrow. Wuthering Waves. Kuro devs finally listened. We got Flight back into the game. I love you, Glaive.
Glaive looks
What?
like
I don't sound like that.
Glaive,
When you
Glaive's-
make your videos.
Glaive's avatar looks like it's crying. It's been looking like that for the past like hour, to be honest.
I
Oh,
think
because
it's-
I was like laying back. I was just listening to you guys.
Bro's
I'm
just
happy to
vibing.
be here.
For sure. All right. Well, I guess that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see
Appreciate you, Sam.
all of y'all later. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming out, and I guess
Yeah,
making the
thanks for the
first
chat.
the first
Later, guys.
Gotcha Heroes podcast a
Oh my
success. But yeah, I'll see all of y'all
Gotcha
later.
Heroes.
Take care. And
Gotcha
get-
Heroes.
Avengers
get-
Assemble.
and get some rest.
Thanks for the Avengers Assemble.
All right.
Go to bed.
All right.
Everyone
Peace
else.
out.